Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I am going to do my extra large tray mold again. This time I am going to do a river in it. So I've got my clay mold. It's the foam clay by Bose. Now hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's a little bit hard with such a long mold. So, lift a bit of my clay off here, and I'm not sure how thick or thin I'm going to do it, but I want to go from one end to the other end. So, I'm just going to work it, get a bit more, because it'll sort of snake down the mold a bit. Something on my mold. Oh, a sparkle. Always a sparkle. Right. Get a bit more. Probably need a bit more than that. Okay. Definitely a bit more. Right. Now, I'm just going to roll it all together. Roll that bit up there. And push it onto the mold. Now, hopefully I'm not wasting all of this clay. So I want it to sort of look like a bit of a snake. Thin bits, some thick bits. Now, if I want to, I could probably put some rocks in the bottom of it, which would be do what I need to do and then put rocks over the top, because I haven't decided whether I'm going to back this in resin or I'm going to back it in clay. So we'll see. I reckon, because I want clay all the way around the edge, I reckon that's pretty good. It's sort of snaky, it's a little bit thinner there, thicker there. Maybe I'll make a thinner bit up here. A bit thinner. Righty, I think that's pretty good. Righto, I'm going to make up some clay. Oh, sorry, clay. I will colour my clay back up. And I'm going to make up some casting powder. So I'm using the same as I always use, so that's 20. And it is my, I can't think at the moment. It is my Art Code AR400 casting powder, eco resin. So righto, I'll just put that back. Going to get a larger container because I will pour in one go, and then I shall come back when I'm ready to pour. Okay, I am just mixing up my resin. There we go. Now I've done 900 of powder, 300 of water, and I'm mixing it in a glass container because after I was reminded not to put this down the drain, I try to use a glass container. I let it dry, I wipe it out with a paper towel, and then I give it a wash. So I can, it only takes about 10 minutes to dry in the glass. I can put it in the freezer if I like to speed it up. It dries, you wipe, you're done. And there we go. So that's all nice and mixed. I was thinking about colouring it, but I think I'm just going to leave it white because I love the crisp white. Sorry about my head then. So I'm just going to just gently pour. Going to let it just do its own thing. Oh, there was something in the mould. Hopefully I got that out before that it went over it. Okay. Now hopefully my table is still level. There's something else there. I will just get that before it sinks. Get that. Oh, get out. I think I got it. Because I work outside, I can wipe everything and I can come back 5 minutes later and the wind's blown up and everything's dirty again. So, get it onto that side. Okay, just pour that a little bit more in there. Now I've made it way too much. I thought I was going to. Now my sides are higher on this container so that I can always do a resin back if I need to. So I am going to bring this up on this clay. Still got 5 or 6 mil to play with after I have done this anyway. Oops, this is starting to see in the bottom there, it's actually starting to settle, which you really don't want that, so I should have mixed halfway through. So I now will find something else to put this into. So I've got a lot of room here that I can play with. Hopefully it doesn't go over the edge of this bit here. So there we go, it's sitting up quite fast today, and there we go, we've done what we didn't want, but I might be able to just get away with that. Maybe by scraping it away. There we go, maybe not. A little bit more down that side. Setting up super fast. I should have made that, should have made this higher. Try and push that so that it is that much higher. Push that with that, there we go. Just bring that up. There we are, let's push that in. Get that in the edges. There we are. It's a bit better, that's made it a bit higher. There we go. Alright, I'm going to find something to put this into before I ruin a whole heap of casting powder, and then I'll come back when it's time to play with the resin. Look at those. I don't like that. Definitely don't like that bit. Don't know why it did that. Okie dokie. So I have, I'm just making up my resin now. So I have done 60 grams of A and 57 of B, and I have just realized I have picked up the wrong stick that I normally use the casting powder with. So hopefully I haven't stirred anything into this. My stick was clean, but I try to use the green stick for mixing my resin. Now hopefully you can see everything and not me. So So I'm just mixing this. I've probably made up way too much. I have taken all of my my foam out of the little river there. I do have quite a big margin to put a backing on this as well. It doesn't have to go all the way to the top because the top is it's not level at the top, where I had a bit of overflow with the silicone. So I'll just mix this. I'm just going to pop this to the edge here, and I'm just going to put a bit of just a bit of resin dye, epoxy resin dye, and this is Fans Are Rich. So I'm just going to drop a little bit of that in so that I can have my blue. I have sat for a little while and chosen all of my fish so that they are all ready to go. I also have some shells and things as well that, I'm looking for them, and they're all sitting here, along here. And I'm thinking maybe I've got a little light here. So I'm thinking maybe I might maybe put a little light in it. So this is it's a pale blue. So there we are. So I'm just going to mix that in, because what I might do is I might do some layers. I might get some smaller cups and maybe do some different colors in it. So sort of a darker blue and a lighter blue, and work it along. So I might do that. So I might do a bit half and half maybe. So it's quite hot out here today, so I might just continue mixing this where the breeze is blowing a little bit more. Okay, so I am just mixing my blue. So I have put 3 drops into this one, because I don't want to change it the colour too much. And I'm not minding if it's got bubbles in it, because it is a seascape. So I'm just going to mix that around just a little bit more, just to make sure it is all mixed in. And I am just sitting this on the side of my mould, because I know that my mould is thick enough to be able to hold these and not mark it. So just going to just make sure that this is all mixed well. It is super hot out here today. It is 31 degrees, which is probably not the best day to be resining. But if I want to do a market, I need to get my tush into gear and make some stuff. So I was meant to be doing it this weekend, but I did not realise it was a long weekend in Adelaide. We have Adelaide Cup this weekend, so we are taking our grandchildren away. So hopefully I will do a market next week. Alright, this pretty much mixed in now. Okay, so I'm just going to put my stick on my foil here, and I am just going to come down my little river here. I have cleaned it out, got all the little bits of leftover sticky out, a bit more in there. Dropped, I didn't want that to drop on there. Not that it matters, because you're not going to see it anyway. So then we're going to go in with a bit of bit of the lighter colour. So I'm just going to just put it in different places. Just wipe that as I go in there. And a bit more in there. Not that it matters, as I said, you're not going to be able to see it, but if I stop dripping on it, would be better. There we go. So I can wipe this off later on. Now I'm going to get my dark and go in with my dark. Bit it in there. That really needs to be lighter though. Yeah, a bit more around there. I was worried that I would have too much. That out. And then come back with this one. Bit more of this over here in this area there. Oh, that was perfect. Not I dripped on everything. Now I was hoping to be able to do hearts with what was left over. My hearts did not work out at all. So I think we're pretty good. Ouch, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Hopefully you can still see after I banged you everywhere. Now I'll just get a bit more of this darker in there. More in there. Just going to scrape the rest into the one container, because I will try and use it somewhere. Now we are doming. So when I did this mold, because the hearts were sort of a last minute, because I had space left over, and I knocked you again. So they're really, they're dodgy, they're horrible. So I will not be using them. I might be able to use these end ones actually, so I'll just give one a go. Just make sure this is right. A little bit of a over pour here, but I'm not going to touch it. Just going to pour this into my heart down here. I'm not sure whether you can see me all the way down here. Get that in there. There we go. So that was a perfect amount. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough. There we are. Because I can always top coat the heart, or give it a sand, really, can't I? There we go. Right. I'm going to let this set up for a few hours, and then I'm going to come back when it's time to put the fish in. Alrighty, so I just realised that I did not turn the video on again. So I've got all my little fish in. I've got some snakes in there. I've got some real starfish in there as well. So I am just putting in some little the shells, the pearly sort of shells. So I'm just putting some of them in if I don't drop them all into one pile. moving them around just to give it a bit of a shine in the back of it. So I'm just dropping them in, really. Drop them in willy-nilly, sort of covering the back of it. There we go, weighing down some of these fish as well. Not sure whether you'll be able to see or really see anything that I'm doing because I've got you on such an angle. Pop a bit of that there behind that fish. A little bit more around this side. Get a little bit more in. So I just filled the lid of my container there. And I've just used what's in the lid. So, nice big one there. A little bit there. And I have overflowed. But truly, you're not going to be able to see it anyway. Whoops, lucky the lid was on that. Just a couple more out of my container. So I just buy them mix in shell flakes. These are from Spotlight. But I'm sure that you would be able to get them overseas as well. Couple more in this little area here. The more I put in there, the more it overflows. But you will not be able to see it. So I'm just going to push my lid on in case it drops over like the last one did. I am still considering putting these lights in. So I have tiniest little baubles. And I was thinking about just sort of getting a little spoon. If I can find my spoon. Actually, I have a little magnetic one stuck to my cabinet here. So, oops, that didn't work well, did it? I get it over the hole a little bit more. There we go, that's a bit better. Sprinkle it up there. I can push all those in if I need to. There we are. Some green ones there as well that I might pop in. Just want it to look a little bit different, a little bit more of a talking point. Oh, what's in the bottom of that? There we go. Down there. Okay, I could probably just blow them in there, really. I don't think I'll use the light blue, you're not going to be able to see them. I will use a bit of the green. A little bit of the green there. There we go. A little bit up this end. There we go, a bit more in that bit. Alrighty, so before I put this light on, I'm going to make sure that this is just about cured, because like every time I touch it, it runs, which means that's not level there, because I shouldn't be doing this when it's so hot, because I don't have it level around there anymore. So I can have some bits up and down where it wasn't, it was starting to cure and I hadn't you need to mix halfway through what you're doing if you're doing a bigger pour, and I did not do that. So I'm just pushing these into the edges. There we go. They are stuck to the silicone on the side. So now there was something else that I was going to put in there. There was. So I have some of these. So I'm thinking maybe I might just put a couple of these in, because they are darker colours. Oops. What? They're going in there now. Just like a diamante. Put that in there. Wipe that off. Just gives it more of a dimension. If I can get those ones off the edge. Put that in there. So they will just sink, but I will probably give them a bit of a helping hand. So go. Lost one, but I don't know where that went. So they're just little glass diamantes. There we are. There we go. A couple more in there. Got some black ones as well. Maybe I might grab my black ones. Oh, I know what I was going to grab. I've got these. So they are just coloured stones. These are so hard to get open. And I'm just going to wipe that. Just move my little thing. I'm just going to take some. I'm not sure whether you can see in there how there's the finer ones. Thinking of just grabbing just some of the finer ones, popping them in there, just adding a little bit of colour to it. Some of these pink ones are going to stand out in there. They might have been a bit too big. A couple of smaller ones. Purple one. And they have a shine to them as well. So a bit of a green one there. Orange. You try not to stick yourself with the sharp tweezers. There's a brown one. Pop him in there. Yellows. I think I have a yellow fish down this end, I think. Nice little flat one there. I don't think I'll put a blue in that you're just not going to be able to see the blue. Another purple one around this end. Push that down a little bit. And a pinky there. Right. I think we're done. So I'm going to leave that. I will come back if I do a clear top coat, but I don't think I will. I might come out before I go to bed and put the resin over the top of it, the casting powder over the top, because you need to get it before this sets, otherwise it will not stick to it. If you pour resin onto it, it will stick. If you pour it onto resin, it won't stick. So when this is tacky, like, you can pull it up and it stays up, but like, it's not going to soak into it. So it is 4:15 in the afternoon here. So I will probably come out maybe at about 8 o'clock and see how it is going, and then pour that top over it. So, all right, I might get a couple more colours, pop them in there. I want to make it look like it's a little sort of a rocky outcrop in that little bit. So you can see, I want to be able to see the rocks in it. Some dark green ones. And yellow, orange, some more yellow down there. And some more pink ones. Get them in there. That one you're not going to be able to see, so I'll move that over because there's a white piece in here that goes right the way along, so it like a little walking bridge thing. So I'm just moving some of this stuff over just so that it goes back where it belongs. See how it's starting to get tacky but still running? So I want it super tacky. So there we are. All right. I might come back depending on what I do on the top. Otherwise I'll see. Okay, it is the next day. I come out late last night and poured a top coat of my casting powder. And then I put the lid on it, so it got a little bit hot. So I haven't got a real flat area. But I think that's because it's hot as well. We're in the middle of summer here. So, it's not going to matter. You're not going to notice because this is the underneath. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to put on a base coat on it. But I'm thinking I will put the clear base coat. So I am just finishing mixing my base coat. I am using the Urban Crafter this time. So I have got 70 of A and 67 of B. So all of my clocks and things have died out here, so I'm just mixing. I'm pretty sure I've been mixing for about probably 5 minutes now. So I am just going to pour this on. I'm not going to worry about bubbles because I can torch if I need to. Just make sure I've scraped down the edges and running down the side of the cup. Look at that. Hopefully you can see all of what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, looks pretty good. It's a bit hard with only 2 strip lights, so hopefully you can see. I have the natural light behind me, so I just want a super thin coat over the top of it, just to seal it basically. Don't need to raise it or anything like that, just want it sealed. So I'm going to just grab over here, I'm just going to grab my little spatula thing and I'm just going to run it along. Just a super thin coat. There we go. And this saves me worrying about sealers and everything like that. Being concerned that I can't wash this, where if it's got a coat of resin over the top of it, I can wash it properly. So I may have made up way too much resin, but that's alright. I will find something else to do with it. I have some pocket hearts and things like that I can be doing. Just pour a little bit more down this end. There we go. Alright, well I'm going to keep going at this and then I will come back for the demold. If I can just put this down for 1 second. Alrighty, it is now the next day. So, I am just going to open my little box here. Try not to spill my coffee. And I am going to demold. So, I need to take him out. Probably not a good idea to put those there, because I need to move the whole box. So you are going to have to excuse my arms and everything else. So I'm just going to actually don't even need to take it out of the box. I can just go like that, leave that in there. Now it is a little bit rough because the top of this here is rough and I just don't know how to get it smooth. So that's just a matter of sanding off those pieces. So I'm just going to pop my little heart out. I'm not sure whether you can see all the way up there. There's my little heart. He's pretty clear. Cut the bubbles down the bottom, but I think that's from the heart mold. So hopefully you can see him. I think he's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So I will do the edges, maybe put a top coat, because it is not overly shiny. So I'll probably put a bit of a top coat on him and put him onto a pocket heart thing. So that's that. So I'm going to move him out of the way. Oops. And I will just move my box, which is a little bit difficult. So I'm going to put that down and just move it out of the way. There we go. I need to make up another box for when I'm top coating so that I don't have to keep taking the mold out of this. So excuse me for 1 second while I move it. Just onto my table. And I thought it was not even then. So let's turn him over, shall we? So you can see the rough edges there. I will just get that. I will cut them off. So, if I don't smash it first. Sorry about the noise then. And I do apologize for the light. My USB charger has broken. And I can't plug in most of my lights. And it is a bit of a dull day today. So I will go around and I will just cut those edges off just like that. Oh, I don't know whether you could see down the end there. So a little bit sharp there. A bit sharp over the edge. So I do have a deburrer, but I also find a sharp knife quite handy, and this is a brand new blade, so I need to be careful of it. So I run my blade just along the top of it, and it just takes that edge off. I'm not sure whether you can see or not. I have a little lamp here that I can't even turn on because I cannot charge it. So there you go. So just run it along like that. Sorry about the noise. And you can just go, like my hand is all the way down the other end. So just gently, just knock those edges off till it's smooth. There we go. There we go. Now let's turn him over, shall we, and see how we went with it. Righty, Ouch. There was a sharp bit down the other end, and yes, I have just cut my finger. So need to be so careful with resin. It is so terribly sharp. So why have we not got even? It's sitting on up on where I'd previously poured, so I needed to change my little bit of silver foil there. So what do you think? That is pretty cool. Now I can sand this if I want to, but I am going to top coat it. So I will sand these bits down here because my mold is not quite straight, because the thing that I made it from, the tray that I made it from, wasn't straight because it was my handmade tray, the one that I did with a tiny mold. So I can just, a tiny bit of light there. So I will run my block just across, just to flatten that down. It's not scratching, it's just, you know, taking that bit off. Get rid of that because that's not quite straight there. Just feel it with my hand, because there is like a little bit of a raised area there, and if I want to sell these, I need to make sure that these are perfect. So what I could do when I can afford it, I can get some more silicone, and I can just make just the casting powder so that it's all sanded all neatly, and make another mold with it. But this is not going to take long to do this. Yeah, turn it to the side. See how I've got some little dips there? Just sand that off. Oh, my light was turned off. Gave me a bit of a fright there. I think I need a new block somehow. So that will be covered. Can get a nail file if I want to, just to rough that up a little bit more, just to get that bit off there. Just level that bit out. Like, this is handmade, the mold's handmade, so just knocking the top off that edge there so that I don't cut my fingers off when I'm running my fingers across it. Just with the file, there we go. So just get that, just going to run along the top of it. So there's a little bit of a raised area there. And bring it down here. There was a bubble there, so I can just get rid of that bubble. There's a bubble there. Oh. Sorry about the noise today. I have my laundry door open and my washing machine going. Here we go. So I was thinking about putting handles on this, and that's better. A little bit of a dip in there, but I don't really want to put many scratches in the top of this, but this is a really fine block, There we are. So don't want to put scratches in the resin. So I am going to just get a bit of a cloth, and by the feel of my bucket it's just about empty with my wipes, and they are, what are they? They are, I will show you. If you can get these in Aldi, grab them, honestly, grab them. They're Power Force Anti-Bac Plus. I squeeze all of the disinfectant out of them, like as much as you can, and then I pour some alcohol in there, probably to about there, and then the alcohol goes all over, like you give them a shake and it goes all over the wipes. And like there's 220 in there. They last me ages. I had my other box for probably 4 or 5 months. So they're simple, they've already got the alcohol on them, and they are ready to go. I did see a smaller bucket, I think with about 100 in it the other day, but that was only $8 for that bucket. So I need to keep an eye out in Aldi. So any of you Aussies out there, you see it in Aldi, send me a message and say, hey, that box is out again, because they will last you for so long. And there we go. So that's just wiped that. I will give this a proper sand, and I need to get rid of that sharp bit off that end. And where am I? So I was thinking to use as my handles. Now I hope you can see these. I have the tiniest mushrooms. Little houses. Hopefully they're not going blurry. Bring them back there. They've got so much detail in them. I was thinking about putting them, now I'm not sure whether you can see down that end. I think you can. There we go. So I was thinking of having maybe blue ones and having them down here and then down the other end, which I don't think you can see, as handles to lift up or I'd have to make them pretty strong. But I was thinking about when I do my top coat, actually embedding them into the top coat, and I will probably have them like one facing one way, the other facing the other way. I actually do like the green with it. I'm not sure about the yellow, but like if I wanted to, I can paint the little there's like a little fence. He's got his little mushroom spots. There's trees growing up him. Little door, stairs, all these little plants. It's fence again. How cool is he? So I actually thought it was going to be about that big, and it turned out that big. So beware, measure. Get your tape measure out when you're buying something. But he's very cool, he's so detailed. So I was thinking about putting him, and I'm going to stand on my stool, just grab it so that I can see whether you can see the whole thing. Oops, nearly fell off the stool. So if I bring it back, there we go. I think you can see my stool is not level and I'm rocking on it. Okay, there we go. I think you can see the wall now, so there we go. I think you can see all the way to the end. Oh yes, you can. So what do you think? Should I do the handles, the coloured handles? I have already sealed these ones with my sealer, and I just use the Artco sealer that I get to seal these. You can't see anything on it, it doesn't shine or anything, it just soaks in and it makes it waterproof. So that's what I use on these, but I actually like the colors on it, so I might make up a couple more, and I might let them sit over the weekend because it is a long weekend in South Australia this weekend. It is a Thursday, but we are going away first thing tomorrow morning. So I will sand this, I'll let it sit, I will make up a couple of these today so that they sit and they dry properly, and then I will we'll put a top coat on this and embed them into this, because this has got about a 5mm, and I have a ruler somewhere. Here we are. I have a very large ruler, so I will just get the dust off it. So I have a very large wooden ruler, and this is about 7mm. So if I wanted to, I can put a 2mm top coat on this, and that will embed them really nicely and they shouldn't come out. So alright, so I'm going to do that. I might I'll come back and show you how I do these, because I might put a little bit of color, and I'm just going to go and grab one that I have done before. So I'll just pause you, stand up on my ladder. Okay, I had some leftover white casting powder the other day, and I dropped brown, just one drop of brown in the top, and then I got like just a little stick, and I swirled the brown around in it, and I really like how that turned out. Like, the white has gone into the little trees on it, and it's the brown has settled in behind it. It's in the little windows, and I'm so sorry if you can't see this. So hopefully it is picking it up, and nothing in behind it. So see his little door, how it's brown, and his little arch is white, and his little fence. So I might make up a little bit of powder, and I might make them white, but I might put blue in them and give it a swirl and see how I go with it. So alright, I'll come back when I'm gonna have a play with this, and I'll come back. Before I forget, I should show you all the fishies. Now I might stand that up so that the sun is actually backing onto it. There we go, that's a bit better. So hopefully you can see the fish and the snake. I went to put the lights in there, but it was just made such a mess. So hopefully I haven't got you too close so that it's blurred. You can see my little bridge there. Oops, see the little bridge? That's pretty good. There we are. So, and I do apologize that I did not video that. And there we are. And all the way along. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go and make up some casting powder, and I'll come back. Alrighty, so I have got about 33 grams of powder. And I'm just going to lift you up because I think you're a little bit too close. And I do apologize if the video was sideways, because I didn't realize when I was doing it up so high, it wasn't horizontal. So I think I'm going to have too much for this, but that's okay because I will mix it in with something else. I do have another project that I'm about to do with some mushrooms. So mix it really well. Beautiful. Okay, so I have got, what have I got? Just blue. So it is the Artco casting powder pigment dye, 30 mils, so they're quite big. Give it a really good shake before you use them. So I am going to just pour this in, and hopefully it is enough. So then I will know for next time as well. Alrighty, so I've probably got about 5 grams left. So I am going to get my little red stick that I had before. So all it is it's just a resin stick out of something that didn't work out, and I popped the little sticks out. So I am just going to do, without getting it on me, because as usual I've got good clothes on, just one drop, and I am going to push it down with my stick. So there we go. I'm just lightly stirring. That's it. Done. That's all I'm doing. Let's get my little cloth here. Wipe my little stick. I really do need to sand my stick. It is a little bit rough. And give it a bit of a bang. But it is quite watery, so there's not going to be a lot of bubbles in it. I don't think I've got any bubbles with any of my others. So I am going to top this up a smidge, just so that it comes to the top. There we go. Because I can sand it flat if I need to, but the mold's pretty flat. There we are. Alrighty, so tiny bit left. So I'm going to mix that with something else, and I'm going to come back when I go to make the next one, probably about a half an hour, and then I will see whether I put them on when they have still got moisture in them, which is probably not the best idea I'd be having because it will ruin it. So I shall come back when it's time to put these all in. I will make sure this is all nice and smooth. I've given it a bit of a sand, and then when I sand it, I wipe it over with a wet cloth, like a damp cloth, and it gets it super smooth. So any marks you have put in there with your nail file or anything like that on this casting powder, you can just wipe it over, like gently wipe it over, and it will take all those scratches out and it'll make it super smooth again. So I'll come back when I'm going to do the next one. Alrighty, it's been a few days. As you can hear, my voice has changed because I have a cold. I went away for the weekend. We went up to Morgan, which is in the Riverlands in South Australia. And we had some pretty extreme heat up there, so I have managed to get a cold, I think from the temperature change. I am just trying to get the lid off my Estoyo debubbler. Sorry, the lid is just not coming off at the moment. Okay, so it's not really debubbled. I didn't leave it in there very long. So you might notice, hopefully if you can see, I do have my little houses. So there they are with the blue in them. Just a little bit of faint blue poking out of them. So there's my other one. That turned out pretty cool, that one. So there we go. So I've decided that I'm going to stick them on there. So the little steps there and the door, that's going to be facing my little river here. So on either end. So I'm going to pour a little bit of resin on this and get this sorted, and then I will do my little houses, and I'm going to sit them in there. Hopefully they are just going to stick to it. I could use epoxy resin, like the 5-minute stuff, but I don't have any, so I'm going to have to just hope for the best. So I'm just going to pour this on. Actually, I will get another glove out, and I'm just going to get one of these gloves. We've probably all got hundreds of them, because every time you buy something you get these gloves in them, which terribly ill-fitting. So put them on with my other gloves, because then it doesn't matter, I can play with the resin. And there we go. I need somebody else here to just like put a bit of sticky tape around them to make them tighter. Maybe a hairband or something might work. So we will see how we go with that. Now, as I said, I'm just going to pour it on. I have already taped the underneath of it all the way to the edges, and I should have shown you that prior, shouldn't I? Now I am just going to just rub this in. There we go, just rub it all around the edges. There we go, should all the way to the edge. I have got these, I have got it sitting up higher on just some little old tape circles. I might, oh, I've already got it on my arms. Alright, so I'll try and be quick about it. Put it all on there, because I want to be able to rub it over the edges. So I'm just rubbing it finely on the edges, and it's just not working. Maybe a little bit more. So rub it around the edges, make sure it connects to the other resin that is on the sides of it. Just massage it all in there. Just use my thumb around the sides. There we go. Oh, it's just doesn't work, does it? So I'm just going to have to do it like this and hope for the best. So rub it round, get it all on the edges. There we go. Pour a little bit more on. So I want to be able to sit, I think I want to be able to sit my little houses in it. So I'm just rubbing that around the edges quite firmly. Make sure it gets in all the little crevices everywhere. And there is crevices on this because it is a homemade mold, and I don't know how to make them. So this was my first attempt at a mold, and because the actual piece had the little crevices in it, the mold has ended up with the crevices. So there's nothing at all I can do about it. Short of pouring just casting powder, sanding it all back, and spending another $100 on a mold, this is what I have to put up with, I'm afraid. So here we go, all the way. There we go. Pour it all the way. I don't want it dripping. I just want it to cover the sides, the edges there. Just want that little bit of coverage. Here we are. And make sure it is on the top of it. I think that's fine. Now, I want to, I think I'm going to sit it in there. This does have a little bit of the unicorn dust in it. My resin here. Whoops. I'll at least get it over the mold. That up, that in there. There we are. Right. So, I'm just going to just drip it off. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing. And there we are. So, make sure he's in place where I need him to be. And I probably will have to come out and keep maneuvering him and put him back in place. Because he is going to slide down. Right, next one. There we go, just drip it off. Get it up this end. Now, I've got a very fine coat on the actual board. Now, where is the front? There we go. So there's the front of him. So I'm just going to pull him off the edge there. Now you can't really see pulling off the edge, so I'm just going to push that back over. Just make sure that that is exactly where I want him. So he is sitting on the stream, and I'm going to just pour a little bit more in there. To give this a nice coating, because you don't want it to, like, you don't want the ripples in it. You just want it smooth and beautiful, because I'm actually I'm doing my market, and I have been talking about it in my other videos if you have been watching. I am doing a market, and I'm actually doing it Saturday, so it is going to be Saturday the not sure of the date today. I think about the 11th of March. So if anybody is in the area at Parafield Airport between 8 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock to go to the veggie market there, come and say hello. Come and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you if you are watching my channel. And pour that around a little bit more. Just get a little bit bigger coating on that. There we are. All right. So I think I've pretty well got that. Bit of indent there. I will make some baby hearts, because I have been making tiny little hearts to go on cards to give away. If I sell anything, people will get a little free pocket heart thing. So, alrighty. I'll take some photos, and that'll sort of be it for this video. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I'm going to try and put this video up on Friday afternoon or Friday morning, so if anybody watches this video, I'd really appreciate you helping me out with the pricing on this. I have absolutely no idea how to price such a large item, so
let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should be pricing it at. And I will keep you up to date on how I go. So I'm just going to try and get this off. There we go. And thank you to all of my lovely subscribers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your comments. There are such lovely people commenting lately, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I hope all the Queenslanders were all safe, and nothing happened to any of their houses and stuff like that. So, all right, so thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button. It's free to hit the like button. It's free to subscribe. So thank you so much, and I will catch you next time. Be safe.